Thank you and welcome to my channel, Simply Your World, where we discuss past and present events that will affect you if they haven't already. Shout out to Tucker Carlson and Fox News for being the original content maker. If this is your first time in my channel, I appreciate it. If you've been here before, then you know I don't like to speak too long. I definitely want to give a short description of the video and then we're going to get into it. This video that we're about to watch is about satanic after school programs that have been implemented in Illinois that claim to teach empathy, benevolence, empathy, and personal sovereignty. Well, in layman's terms, that is kindness, how to express your feelings, and personal power over self. Okay? I'm going to push play on this video, and then I'm going to come back with my commentary.
If it's really a spiritual war we're watching, here's this news story. An Illinois elementary school is offering an after-school Satan Club. The local school district is defending the Satan Club. It's sponsored by the Satanic Temple of the United States. The club claims it will help kids learn benevolence and empathy as well as, quote, personal sovereignty. We're going to the source on this story. Lucienne Graves is with the Satanic Temple and joins us tonight.
Lucienne Graves,
thanks
Lucifer
so much
Graves.
for coming on. So I have to ask, are parents complaining that there's an after-school Satan Club at their children's school?
Some are, but they don't have to send their children to the program. It's available for parents who do want to send their children to the program, and it's there as an alternative to religious clubs that are made to proselytize to children. Ours doesn't include items of religious opinion. It doesn't include indoctrination. It just has a self-directed learning program with trained educators there to help guide the children through different activities and projects that they want to engage in.
Where are...
Just real quick, two things. They just recently took Bibles out of school, and if you have children, if you have kids, if you've been in school in the last 20 years, you know that there's no religion in schools, period. All right? There is no more under God. You know, there is no more of that. But now we have satanic after school programs in our schools now in place of the Bible. You just recently have Umar Johnson, whether you're a fan or not, whether you like him, whether you hate him, it doesn't matter. He just decided to start a school. He caught so much flack for that. It hasn't materialized to this day for whatever reason, from different pushback from different organizations. I just watched a video about a guy named King Randall on the Roland Martin show that's doing the same things similarly, some I guess a little bit different than Umar Johnson, bringing kids into his home, mentoring, trying to start a school, push back on that. But now you have Lucienne Graves with the Satanic After School program directly in your schools and saying, well, you ain't got to participate if you don't want to. Ain't that what we've been saying for the longest? Ain't that what everybody's been saying for the longest? If you don't like saying under God or whatever the case is, just don't say it. But anyway, let's get back to the video.
Are the Satan clubs trained educators trained? Is there a Satan School of Theology?
No, we've got educators who have volunteered with us. We vet them. We do the criminal background checks that aren't required of after-school clubs and haven't been required of any of the religious clubs because we want to be responsible about this. And we make sure that they understand the curriculum, they understand what we want to do in this program, and that they're able to execute that.
So, I love your use of the word execute.
And New Testament. Both, the whole Bible. Just saying one word out of it.
No, it's ridiculous. And I just want to be really clear on this, because to me it's another example of people just sitting back and be like, oh, I guess I have to. Let's have their drag time story hour for fourth graders. Like that, I can't say anything. And you're confirming that everyone feels that way. They kind of have to go along with it for some reason.
Well, people get upset about it.
And this image on the right of your screen, definitely that's a phallus, a penis, if you don't know what a phallic item is. And then it has breasts as well. And then it has a head like a goat. You know what I mean? This is the embodiment of a transgender. Just think about it. the head, the thoughts are different than the man and the woman as the animal would be. That's why it has a goat head, because you know the goat would think different than a human man or a human woman, right? It has breasts like a woman, and it has a penis like a man. So this is the embodiment, to me, my own theory. I ain't heard nobody say this, but the Baphomet is the embodiment. No. Transgenderism, to me, is the embodiment of the Baphomet in the flesh. Just think about that. Anyway, keep going. Let's keep going.
But like you, and they don't reconcile their viewpoints on free speech and religious liberty. I don't know what you're suggesting. I don't know if you're suggesting if the school board should say, no, this is not allowed, and we're going against the Supreme Court ruling that says
what I'm saying is you ought to be allowed to quote the New Testament out loud in school. If we're going to apply the standard, which I suppose I'd be happy to live under, we have to apply it equally, but it's not applied equally, as you know. And I suppose, have you been in touch?
I don't know the New Testament story you're speaking of, but we don't defend anybody's right to practice their religion, and we're not asking for other religious codes to be taken out.
Look, I'm not even
for equal access.
Right, and I'm just saying the school would not provide that if it were an expression of Orthodox Christianity, as you know. But Lucien Griggs, I appreciate your coming on tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey.
I really can't believe what this world is coming to. I feel like I'm just on a roller coaster, with no seatbelt, no harness, just holding on tight as I can, while it's flipping upside down, twisting, turning. Calluses all over my hands, digging my feet into the ground, trying my best not to fall out of this train or fall out of this ride, man. Because it seems as if there's no stopping it, man. It's like a bullet train going downhill, man. My fiance was in school at a school here in Kansas City. Excuse me. They had a class called Wiccan Studies. Wiccan is witchcraft. But they took religion out of schools. They took the Bible out of schools. There's certain things you can't say by their own testimony, or which I feel like is just a ruse, to slide their own thing in. You can't offend no one. But yet you can come in with a Satan program and say, well, you could participate if you like. Does that even make sense? And then when they say it's teaching kindness, teaching people how to share their feelings, and personal sovereignty, personal supreme power, does that not sound like an indoctrination to the LGBT community? And being gay is only the beginning of everything that comes with it. The Satan worship, the transgenderism, the bestiality, the zoophilia, the pedophilia. Gay is just being the beginning. Everything else falls under it, such as Satan worship, all that, man. But that's just my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt, like it or don't. But this is just my opinion. So when you get done arguing with me through the screen, stop. Leave a comment, like, share, or don't. You know what I mean? But yet at the same time, just understand that this world is moving forward while we're still singing and dancing, man. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you.